This is a massive scam call center that I managed to hack, and today we will see how these scammers react after finding out that somebody is watching them. In my last video, I already briefly showcased this call center and showed some footage of their CCTV cameras, and I also talked about how I managed to hack this call center that at first glance might seem unhackable. See, these guys run their agent computers on the operating system CentOS, which makes it very hard for me to get remote access of those machines with my current methods, and they also run a scam in which the agents cannot possibly be hacked as they only make outbound calls, so will never be targeted by scam baiters calling them, and the scam that they run does not require the use of any remote access software such as AnyDesk or TeamViewer, so there's no risk of the agents being tricked by people like me. So how did I still manage to infiltrate this huge operation with over 150 computers? Well, that is exactly what I discussed in part 1 of this mini-series on the Siliguri-based scammers. To give you a quick rundown, I got contacted by an insider in May of 2022 that was working for a test call center in a remote village in northeast India, which was being run by the guys that own the headquarters in West Bengal. This test center turned out to be non-profitable and was thus a failure, so the guys in West Bengal shut the office down, recycled the computers into their own call center, and from there I managed to infiltrate the main network. On this network I found their CCTV cameras, guessed the password for it, and got to see everything that goes on inside of the headquarters.
Pay insurance every month. If they go wrong, I can afford to buy a new one. I do not want any insurance cover.
£400, £300 washing machine.
Okay, bye-bye.
Rich.
Bye-bye.
The cameras in combination with these scammers their phone system gave me the opportunity to see exactly how this operation is ran with both video and audio, showing a pretty unique and highly successful washing machine scheme.
My name is Tom Tata and I'm calling you from the warranty cover. The manufacturing warranty on your washing machine has expired.
Oh, no.
So we're calling you extended.
What these scammers do is that they run a so-called day shift, which means that they work in Indian daytime, and do this because it is the best time to reach victims in their area of target, which is the United Kingdom. They mostly call people in Scotland and England, blasting out over 300,000 calls every single day, which is an insane amount that gives their 60 agents a constant flow of calls during their shift.
Your washing machine warranty department. Hello?
Hello.
The fact that 60 agents are constantly on call for multiple hours a day is mainly possible because these scammers repeatedly call the same people.
The warranty on the washing machine. Yeah, I know. I've had this phone call 5 times this week. It hasn't run out on my washing machine. I've got it insured. No, this is the 3rd time this week you people have rung me up. I'm getting a little bit fed up with it. Thank you. The warranty on the washing machine has expired. Listen, Doc, I'm fed up with these calls. I have them every single day. I don't want it. Thank you.
Once they find somebody that isn't outraged by the call flooding and willing to listen to their sales pitch, the scammer will try to sell them a washing machine insurance cover. The people sitting behind a computer without this badge around their neck are not allowed to finish a sale and will have to hand over the call to a closer that is wearing one of these badges.
I'll just be in a line for a moment while I transfer your call to one of our senior supervisors, okay?
Yes, I will be on the line.
So, you wish to renew the warranty, right?
Correct, yes. The closer will ask the victim to get their banking details ready so that they can then set up a direct debit subscription on the person's bank account. But the thing is that they are located in India and thus unable to set up direct debits in the UK, so they transfer the conversation over to a call center in the United Kingdom that is associated with and co-owned by the people that run the Indian operation as well.
I have a customer, Mr. James Colson, with me. He wants to go for the washing machine, okay? Thank you. Thank you. So it's just the washing machine there. What's the brand of the washing machine, do you know? What number at Hollystone Avenue are you?
Yeah, the number is... You scammer.
Oh my god.
You scammer.
Yeah,
you suck my dick as well. You fucking pig. You thought you were gonna make some money today? You thought you were gonna get an incentive, yes? Once the victim actually does give up their banking information to the guys in the UK, a direct debit subscription will start, which will deduct 8 Great British pounds from the victim's balance every month, meaning that they are paying about $10 for nothing. Their washing machine warranty hasn't been expired, and this call center will not provide any support if something actually does go wrong with the washing machine, which means that these guys are marketing a can of air, but surprisingly enough, a lot of people do actually fall for their sales pitch. I can exactly see how much money these scammers are making, since they were stupid enough to have their sales database be externally available and left it wide open for me to access at any time. The database contains all of the victims that they managed to trick on a certain day of the year, including their first and last name, full home address, phone number, the scammer that made the sale, and at what exact time. On a good day, this victim amount can be as high as 70, 74, and even 77 people in a single day lured into subscribing to thin air. Before finding out how much these guys make a year, I first wanted to see who the best, or shall I say most despicable scammers are in this center by making a top 5 ranking of the most sales made per individual scammer as a percentage of this database. At number 5 we have a guy named Frederick with 5.02% of the sales. Number 4 is Rinchen Sherpa with 5.25%. Anisha Tamang is at number 3 with 5.48%. Pramila Giri takes the number 2 spot with 5.93%. And our best, or in this case worst scammer, is Susanna Sharpa, claiming 6.16% of all successful scam calls. The database unfortunately removes its sales records after 2 months, but we can see that in the last 7 weeks these fraudsters have scammed 1,316 UK citizens. In those 7 weeks they had a few off days because Diwali happened and some other festivities as well, so this is probably not even their best 2 months, but if we take it as an average, it would mean that they scam 188 people per week, making about $15,000 per week, and times that by 52 to see their yearly numbers. These guys scam just under 10,000 people a year, making over $800,000 with just their washing machine campaign. Even though these guys make a huge amount of money and are pretty successful throughout a working day, there are still 299,000 other calls that do not go as planned.
Apart from the appliances,
Will you shut up about that? You're talking out your fucking ass.
Hey, just talk to me.
You're scamming.
I'm being nice to you, okay, Paul? I can put you behind the bar if you talk to me like that again.
Put me behind bars then. Come on.
Okay? You live in region. This is your home address, right? Within 2 hours, I can assure that you will be behind the bar under FDP department. Okay?
You're talking out your ass.
Sounds like terrorist. Fuck off, customers. Just getting fuck off. So how are you doing today?
Will you piss off? The warranty on the washing machine has expired, so I'm calling you to renew it, okay?
Tell you what, get over. Fuck off.
You do that, okay? That you deserve that.
I don't want a warranty. I don't want anything.
The warranty which you are talking about has been run out.
Yes, well, I'm not worried about the bloody warranty. Can't you understand that?
No?
All right, then. Off you go, then.
It seems to me also in other call centers that people are getting more wary of scams and that the success rate of most campaigns are rapidly decreasing. I like to think that me, other YouTubers, and the entire scam baiting community are making a positive difference when it comes to people falling for scams, and what also massively helps are the increasing quality and quantity in anti-scammer and anti-hacker cybersecurity products. One of my favorite ones, and also a partner of this channel, is Guardio, which is a browser extension that will protect you and your loved ones from scam web pages, prevent scammers from spying on you, and more. I started my partnership with them at the start of this year and worked closely together with their security team in order to protect all Guardio users from scammers by sharing my expertise to improve their product. We have, for example, blocked web pages that contain scammers or spying software, blocked pop-up scams that are currently on the rise, and there's now also a new crypto scam protection update, as I get messages on a daily basis by viewers of mine that have lost millions to these crypto scams. There are also some browser exploits that I'm not even aware of, but luckily Guardio's machine learning will recognize everything and block all of these silent threats as a sort of online bodyguard, checking every site, page, service, and even downloads to make sure that it's all safe. There's currently a December Christmas bonus going on at my link in the description, guard.io/scambaiter, which will get you a discounted protection plan with a 7-day free trial for up to 5 devices. And this way you can ensure that your grandparents, for example, won't fall prey to the scams either, as Guardio and I will continue working together to keep up with new scams and ensure its user safety. Again, this special winter deal is only available through my link, guard.io/scambaiter, so make sure you protect yourself and your loved ones from scammers and hackers today. Anyways, I was just talking about how much money these guys make, and part of that information came from a file server that I managed to infiltrate through one of the employees' their machines. Especially if you are sharing confidential files like a folder that reads "Do not open," it might not be a very good plan to let regular employees access this folder on a hackable machine. Because her machine was turned on quite frequently and she logged in with full permissions, I was able to just connect to the server through her computer, where I found over 143,000 files that together contain more than 100 gigabytes of confidential data. This is a serious breach in the company's network and privacy, as the first few files I clicked on already showed me stuff like ID cards, past photos of every scammer with their full name and date of joining, the scammer's their rent bill, employment terms, and blacklisted employees. And just to show how detailed everything in this pile of data was, let's take an example of one of the blacklisted employees. We can see that a few people are not welcome anymore to scam in this place for a variety of reasons, including leaking the company's data, damaging property, breaking company rules, cussing out victims, misconduct, molesting, and espionage. If we take one of the more brutal cases that a guy named Ranjan is apparently responsible for, I could easily look up this guy's past photo to find out what he looks like, and I was also able to locate all of his information in an Excel spreadsheet file. The information leak was not just for this one molester, but also for about 4,000 other employees that have ever worked for this company. To give 2 more examples, the guy that we saw earlier who finishes most of the scam calls is documented right here, and the most successful scamster, Susanna Sherpa, was also once photographed for this folder. If I were to discuss all the 143,686 files I downloaded, this video would probably be about 40 hours long, so instead I will just quickly run through the directories. There were a few folders that contained a bunch of victim information, a few folders that hosted web pages, one directory was empty, one directory had a bunch of articles about insurances, another few folders contained call recordings and scripts. Then there were folders with employee information, and also dedicated directories for software that the scammers use in the call center. Now we are only left with 5 directories, of which 3 contain very sensitive data. The other 2 are not so relevant, containing paperwork that new victims receive upon subscribing to the direct debit, and also the folder that the quality check team works in. HR 2022 is the smallest standing folder, where we can find all the 104 resumes of the scammers that worked in the Churachandpur test call center, including my insider. In the Shane folder, we can find a lot of information on how poorly these scammers are treated. We can see, for example, that the average salary is $100, and that when the scammers don't make a certain amount of sales, they will be heavily pressured with notice letters and get paid even less than they already are. On top of this, when they get caught eating on the floor, they will be charged 100 rupees per incident without excuse, and the employees are also liable for any damage done to the equipment in the call center. Lastly, HR Backup, the largest folder that cannot be fully showcased, but I'll just take 5 files that best summarize the contents of this folder. First of all, we have PDFs with every single employee's personal data. Secondly, we have a file that shows Uday's cash payments to employees. We have a scan of the company's lease contract. We have hiring posters, and finally we have a list of items needed in the call center. And that was a lot of information, but the data in this folder is the backbone of our office and has made it possible for these scammers to take calls and pitch their script to victims in the UK.
How are you? Alright, thank you. Oh, how are you? How are you? Right, hello? Hello? How are you? How are you? Alright, how are you, lady? I'm alright, thank you. Okay. Hello?
That is not exactly what the bosses of this call center intended to get when setting up this operation. Inside of the Phase 1 Webble IT Park building, behind these 2 doors, is where this fraudulent campaign is ran, and it seems that they are doing this under the name of Digital Leads. The only problem is that this operation has a million different names, and it is pretty hard to tell which one is actually their official trademark.
Okay, Mr. Peacock, this is Officer John. I'm calling you from HMRC Tax Department from UK government.
This is Rosie, and I'm calling you on behalf of Domestic and General.
A very good day to you. My name is Ellen, and I'm calling you from the warranty cover. So how are you doing today?
In the network folder's web pages, they call themselves SAC and HAS, or Smart Appliance Care and Home Appliance Support. These two companies are the ones that are registered in the UK and take the direct debit payments from the victims' bank accounts, hence why they have a bunch of negative reviews if you look them up on Google. And then we have two company names on Uday's Facebook, RH International and PP Enterprises. Well, RH International is also a UK-based management company that runs the call center in the UK who closes the sales. PP Enterprises used to be the same thing, but that got dissolved a few months ago. And then what is Digital Leads? Well, this is the India-based management company for this call center that is kind of the same as RH International, and this is clearly what they like to present themselves as in their physical location. All of these 5 companies are owned by one man that goes by the name of Manmeet Singh, a UK citizen of Indian descent that, according to this public record, lives in Leeds and is 40 years old. Even though he is a UK citizen, he mostly resides in India and only travels back and forth to the UK when necessary, as he is present in the call center almost every day, and we can see him right here. His call center in India runs from Monday to Saturday with a 10-hour shift starting at 2 p.m. and ending at around 12 a.m. Most of these cameras are pretty young and not very clever, which means that they won't complain about working 60 hours a week for only $100 a month. Well, there are some people that do not appreciate being treated like animals, and they are the ones that have left negative reviews about Uday and his call center. We can read, for example, that people write things like worst work experience I ever had. They did not pay me for 3 months. I suffered a lot for this fraud company, and the manager Uday is the most treacherous guy I've ever seen in my life, and that Uday, the so-called team leader, treats his employees as his slaves. Actually, they seemingly all are slaves of Manmeet, the so-called director of the company, and it's apparently a fake organization, fake process, unauthorized company that don't give salaries in a hell place with a bad working environment and no coordination. In my last video, I thought it would be good to ruin these cameras their horrible work experience even more by calling them up and pretending to be a victim, which is how these guys found out that they were hacked. Sort of. It was actually one of my friends that was also making a video on these cameras that alerted them of our presence by doing this.
Hello?
Hello?
A very good afternoon to you, sir. Am I speaking with Mr. Jonathan Sue?
Yeah, and I believe I'm speaking to Azla.
After the scammers found out that we had hacked their entire office, they were very quick to take everything down as if they had practiced it as a fire drill. This has happened in multiple call centers that I confronted with my presence, and I think this reaction stems from a lot of these scammers watching videos of other call centers getting hacked and them being paranoid of it happening to themselves, so they already have a plan in case it actually does happen to them. Within 2 minutes, the call center's local servers, computers, phone systems, CCTV cameras, and router were all unplugged, and they have completely wiped everything down since I uploaded that part 1 video on them. In response to part 1, the bosses of this call center also had the nerve to file a police report against me, which is just a scummy defense mechanism to show the police and their employees that they are so-called innocent. I found this very interesting and decided to give the main man, Uday, a quick call on his personal number to inquire about this report.
Hello?
Yeah, am I speaking to Uday?
Hi. Tell me, how may I help you? You are talking to them.
Yes, I know, bro.
Tell
This is your
How
number, man.
So please tell me, how may I help you?
Yeah, I seen that I seen a letter of a police report, and you say you're not a scammer, right? Can you explain to me how you're not a scammer?
Okay. Because we don't do scams.
Bro, I've literally seen you guys pretend to be HMRC. Are you allowed to pretend to be HMRC? Are you with the UK government?
We are... Just wait. Scam better. I was just want to know about this thing as you said right now. Like, we are doing what?
I'm just asking you a question. Are you allowed to represent the United Kingdom government? Are you allowed to make calls in the name of the HMRC?
No, not at all.
Okay, why have you done it then?
No, we haven't.
I have recordings. This is how I know you're lying. You're literally lying. I have recordings of you guys making calls in the name of HMRC.
Okay, but I don't know, like you have just tried to gain the TR. Anything you have tried to do it, right? We are not doing any kind of a scam or something like that, right? Which you're trying to prove it up.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, you're telling me you're not scamming people, but why are you pretending to be from HMRC? Why are you pretending to be from Domestic and General?
See, we don't do these kind of things, right? If you, of course, generally you have any kind of a problem with anything, right? Okay, you can complain about it, right? Have you?
Yeah, I am complaining. I'm publicly complaining about you guys running a scam operation. I made a YouTube video to complain about your call center because you are scamming people. You're lying. You're deceiving people. You're selling an empty service. You're misleading people. You're selling shit, bro. You're selling a can of air.
It can't be possible, Computer. You are not trying to understand the things, right?
Okay, make me. What are you trying to make me understand? You're talking shit. Just get to the point. What do you want to tell me? Just say what you want to tell me. Don't like
if you have any kind of a problem, you can do a complain about it. Of course, if we are, of course, you're doing the wrong thing. So you are the complaint which you are doing. That is, of course, generally if it's not right way.
Okay, so what is the right way? If I want to make a complaint, right? So I'm gonna fly to India, go to the Siliguri police, and tell them that you're scamming people. What are they gonna do? They're not gonna. You both, me and you, we both know they're not gonna do shit.
Alright, you're just inquiring about me, and you're just spoiling my reputation and about my physical and mentally trauma. You're giving me up again and again. So of course, do you think so? That is the right manner which you are doing.
Yeah, maybe if you want to prevent that, maybe don't scam people. Why are you blaming me for it? You're scamming people. It's your own fault that you got exposed. You're scamming people.
Buddy, listen. You can do it with those people who really do a scam. You can't spoil the reputation or the image of anyone who don't do these kind of stuff.
But you are.
I'm trying to
You are
understand,
scamming.
right?
You are a scammer.
No.
Listen, have you watched the video, Mr. Uday? Have you watched the video or no? Are you just talking now?
Thank you so much for calling me up and talking to me up, and I'll respond to you up.
Yeah. Can I show you one audio clip, please? Can I show you one audio clip? Hello?
Audio clip.
Yeah, I want you to explain it to me if that's okay. After this, not much else happened. I'm still waiting for the Siliguri police to respond to any of my attempts of trying to reach and inform them, but I don't think that is going to happen
anytime soon. I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe before clicking off. If you want to support my work financially, there's a Patreon and PayPal link in the description. I hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay cautious. Bye bye.